Hello everyone, welcome to Chess Side, and today I'm going to show you the game between Donald Byrne versus Bobby Fischer. This game was played in 1956 in New York, and this is one of the best games in the world. So that's why I want to show you the game. All those who have not listened to the name of Donald Byrne, I want to tell that Donald Byrne was very strong IM, and he was one of the best American chess player in 1950s and 1960s. So guys, this is going to be a very interesting game between these two amazing players. So Donald Byrne is white and Bobby Fischer is black. So let's start the game. So Donald Byrne started with knight f3, knight to f6, c4, g6, the English opening, knight to c3, bishop to g7, d4, castle, bishop to f4. And now guys, this opening is the King's Indian defense as Bobby Fischer played g6, bishop g7, castle. So now his idea is to play d6, knight d7 and open with e5. So bishop f4, now but he's on for d5, just directly striking in the center. So now it transposes to the Grünfeld defense. So here Donald played queen to b3, giving some pressure on the d5 pawn. So here Bobby Fischer took d into c4, queen into c4, c6, so that Donald will no longer push d5. Here e4, knight to d7, and rook to d1. And guys, if you see, then you will favor white position as white is having very nice center. His pieces are just developed. His rook is on a d file, and the queen is also on a d file. So black will have some problems, and white should have an idea to play bishop e2 and simply castle. So after rook d1, Bobby Fischer played knight to b6, attacking the queen on c4. So queen to c5. Here bishop to g4, attacking the knight on f3. And here Donald played bishop to g5. Guys, this was the mistake by Donald. He could simply play bishop e2 and simply castle because nothing is hanging. White is just doing completely fine and he is just simply better as he is having center and his all pieces are developed. So white is just doing perfectly fine. But at the place of bishop e2, he decided to play bishop g5, which was a mistake because now comes a very powerful move, guys. Try to find the best move for black in this position. For those who have found the right move, congratulations, because this is not an easy move to found. The right move is to play knight to a4 and Bobby Fischer gone for it as black is just giving the knight on a4. So what's happening? So here Donald played queen to a3, but if Donald would have taken knight into a4, then comes knight into e4, attacking the queen on c5 as well as the bishop on g5. So here, for example, the best move in this position is to play bishop into e7. Now black plays rook to e8, bishop into d8, knight into c5, bishop to e2 as there was a check. So here come knight into a4, bishop to g5. And guys, if you see, look at this position, then you can see that the d pawn is isolated and the bishop on g7 is just targeting the pawn, and the knight on a4 is just targeting the b2 pawn, and the rook on e file is just open. So now white cannot castle because the bishop is hanging on e2. So white is having many weaknesses on e2, d4 and b2. So it's not an easy position for white to play, and hence black is better in this position. So after knight to a4, Donald gone for queen to a3 as he has shown this. So after queen to a3, Bobby Fischer played knight into c3, b into c3, and here Bobby Fischer simply picked up the pawn on e4, knight into e4. And now black is doing perfectly fine and he's just better because white center is now broken because white have lost his e4 pawn, and now the bishop is attacked on g5 and the bishop is attacking the knight on f3. So here black can continue with e5 rook e8 and black is doing fine. So after knight into e4, Donald played bishop into e7. Nice move, attacking the rook on f8 as well as the queen on d8. Here Bobby Fischer played queen to b6. Here bishop to c4. Here guys, Donald didn't took the bishop on f8 because after bishop into f8, Donald have lost his pair of bishops and it's going to be a hard time for Donald to play this position as Bobby Fischer have all his pieces into the game. The rook will soon come to e8 and Bobby Fischer is going to do fine in this position, and actually he would be far better in this position. That's why Donald didn't gone for bishop into f8 and he played bishop to c4, simply developing the piece. So here Bobby Fischer played knight into c3, nice move. Here bishop to c5, attacking the queen on b6, and now white plan is to simply take the knight on c3. So here first Bobby Fischer played rook f8 check, king f1. So guys, try to find the best move in this position. I give you a couple of seconds. For those who have found the right move, congratulations on finding the one only best move in this position for black. Because here black is simply losing the knight and the queen is attacked by the bishop. So queen cannot protect the knight. So here Bobby Fischer played bishop to e6, just giving up the queen on b6 and planning to take the bishop on c4. So here Donald simply took the queen, which was the best reply. Bishop into b6. Actually, this was not the best reply. The Donald should have played queen into c3. And okay, after queen into c5, d into c5, bishop into c3, bishop into e6, rook into e6. Black is better in this position. But at least white can do some counterplay as he's having d5. White plan could be played g3, king g2 and gaining some counterplay. But after bishop to e6, here Donald didn't gone for queen into c3 and he just played bishop into b6, which was the wrong move. Because now comes bishop into c4 check by Bobby Fischer. And here Donald played knight king to g1, knight to e2 check, king f1. And guys, many of you were thinking that black can't do much in this position as black can just move the knight and nothing more because king will simply go to g1 and he would be safe. So black have to repeat the position. But Bobby Fischer was having different plans in his mind. He first played knight into d4 check. So Donald have no choice. He have to play king g1. Now again come knight to e2 check, king f1. Now come knight to c3 check, king to g1. And now Bobby Fischer took a into b6, attacking the queen on a3. So here Donald played queen to b4. Idea should take the bishop on c4 and then white would be better because there are no checks on f1 anymore. So here Bobby Fischer played rook to a4, not allowing the queen to take the bishop on c4. And now the rook is attacking the queen on b4 and white queen cannot take the rook on a4 because the knight is protecting the rook on a4 and the bishop is protecting the knight on c3. So guys, it is just very interesting to see how Bob Fischer is just taking simply all control on his pieces. So after rook a4, here Donald played queen into b6 and here Bobby Fischer played knight into d1. And guys, here you can see white king is just on g1 and the rook on h1 is just simply nicely placed as a just showcase, and black all pieces are just fully combined and just attacking the white pieces and white territory, and it is just lost in this position. So after knight into d1, here Donald played h3, making a hole for the king to play on h2 and move the bishop and move the rook. So after h3, Bobby Fischer played rook into a2, king to h2, here knight into f2, here rook to e1, here Donald gone for a rook trade, rook into e1, here queen to d8 check, bishop to f8, knight into e1, bishop to d5. Idea is to move the knight and attack the pawn on g2. So here come knight to f3, knight to e4, queen to b8, b5. Now Bob Fischer can simply push his pawn as the bishop is covering the b4 square, the another bishop is covering the b3 square, the rook is covering the b2 square, and after black can play knight to c3 and cover the b1 square. So white cannot just stop the pawn on b. So after he gone for h4, the only plan can be to play h5, h6, getting some hope to just weaken up the black king, but it's just not so easy. It's actually impossible. So here Bobby Fischer just didn't took any chance and he's just gone for h5, simply blocking all the counter plays of white and just stopping any mating ideas. So after h5, Donald played knight to e5, king to g7, king to g1, bishop to c5 check, king to f1, knight to g3 check, king to e1, bishop to b4 check, king to d1, bishop to b3 check, king to c1, knight to e2 check, king to b1, and knight to c3 check, king to c1, and rook to c2 checkmate. Guys, this was the game, fantastic game played by Bobby Fischer, as he just coordinates all his pieces into the game by sacrificing the queen on b6. So it's very interesting that Donald allow Bobby Fischer to checkmate his king, so that we can see the checkmate with all coordination of Bobby Fischer. So guys, this was the best game. I think this was the best game, one of the best games in the world. So guys, if you like this game and if you also think that's one of the best game, then please write down in the comment section, and please if you like this video, then please like my video and subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching.